Good morning, everybody, and happy Sunday! Today is a really special day. Does anybody want to guess what today is? If you guessed Palm Sunday, you are correct. Today is Palm Sunday, and we are just so excited to be celebrating online this morning. So just really quick, I sent out this printable to parents. Guys, if you don't have your printable yet, feel free to go ahead and pause the video. This is something you can color and cut out so you can wave around today. If you don't feel like printing it out, just go outside and get a leaf or just get a sheet of paper and draw your own palm branch so that you'll have something to interact with today. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start with reading a Bible passage for us this morning. And this is from the book of Matthew, and it's chapter 21. And we're going to start at verse 1, and we are going to go all the way down through, looks like verse 11. When they had come near Jerusalem, Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, "Go into the village ahead of you, and immediately you will find a donkey tied and a colt with her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, just say this: 'The Lord needs them,' and he will send them immediately." This took place to fulfill what had been spoken through the prophet, saying, "Tell the daughter of Zion, look, your king is coming to you humble and mounted on a donkey and on a colt, the foal of a donkey." And that just means like a baby donkey. The disciples went and did as Jesus had directed them. They brought the donkey and the colt, and they put their cloaks on them, and he sat on them. So they took their coats off and put them on the donkey and the baby donkey, kind of like a saddle. A very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, and others cut branches from trees like this and spread them on the road. So basically they took off their coats and they put these leaf branches down to make a path for Jesus. It was like the red carpet. Back in this time. The crowds that went ahead of him and the crowds that were shouting followed him, saying, "Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest." And when he entered Jerusalem, the whole city was in turmoil, asking, "Who is this?" And the crowd said, "This is the prophet Jesus from Nazareth in Galilee." Wow. So I want you to close your eyes and think about what this could have looked like. Jesus is riding on a donkey. And not even just a regular donkey, a little baby donkey. And he's riding through the crowds. And everybody is throwing off their coats and throwing them on the ground and running over to trees and cutting off branches and putting them on the ground to make this path for Jesus. And they're yelling. They're all yelling, "Hosanna! Hosanna in the highest! And blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." And some people have the branches and they're waving them. And it's like a big, crazy parade. And that's pretty cool. And that is really the start to this whole week, is Jesus enters Jerusalem, where he's going to do some pretty amazing things before we get to Good Friday and then to Easter. So with this palm branch, everyone is waving the branch and they're saying the word, you've probably heard me say it a couple of times, Hosanna. Now take a moment and think if you know what the word Hosanna might mean. And this is kind of a trick question because Hosanna can mean 2 things, okay? In this story, where everyone is waving their palm branch and it's like a big, happy, incredible parade, the word Hosanna is like saying hooray or yippee. It's like a yay word. It's a celebration. But what's really interesting is that earlier in the Bible, in the Old Testament or the Hebrew Bible, depending on what you call it at home, Hosanna means something different. It can mean save us or help us. And that's really interesting too, because right now we're all having to see a lot of our friends and some of our family and our church through a computer screen. And that can feel a little hard, and that can feel a little different. And that's not how we normally celebrate Palm Sunday. Normally we're, at church and we're waving our palm branches together. And so this morning, hopefully you have something, even if it's not this or a real palm, something you can wave, because it all means the same to Jesus and to God. Know that as we wave our palm branches and we say the word Hosanna, it can mean a couple of things for us this morning. Yes, it's a celebration. Yes, we are so thankful that Jesus came into our world. We are so blessed by God, but also it can mean something a little more today too. It can mean Jesus, God, save us, help us, be with us as we move through this time. So just keep that in mind today. Hopefully you'll be able to wave along in church this morning. You can wave these all week if you want to. And just spend some time celebrating this wonderful day that we have that prepares us for Easter. And also knowing that as we say these words, we can be asking God to save us and to help us through a time that can feel a little hard. So with that, if you want to bow your heads and say a prayer, you can repeat after me. Dear God, thank you for sending us Jesus. May we remember that after this week, there will be Easter. And after this time, we will all be together again. Hosanna in the highest. Amen. All right. Have a wonderful week, and I hope that I can connect with you guys again next week.